Success begins not in what you do, but in how you think. Every outcome you experience in life, good or bad, stems from a pattern of thinking that either supports or sabotages your potential. That's why reprogramming your mind isn't just helpful, it's essential. Imagine your brain as fertile soil. Whatever you plant, it will grow. Plant negativity, fear, excuses, you harvest failure. But plant purpose, discipline, and clarity of vision, you grow progress and transformation. You are either programming yourself for success or being programmed by default to stay stuck. Let's be real. Most people don't rise because they've been conditioned to stay low. They repeat the same patterns. They absorb the limitations of their peers, adopt the fears of society, and internalize the doubts of those around them. Not because they lack potential, but because they've never taken control of the programming running their life. That ends now. This is your roadmap to self-reconstruction. A system of mental reprogramming designed to reset your patterns and build a mindset that relentlessly pulls you towards success. We'll start by teaching your mind to take action immediately, without hesitation. Then, we'll rewire your habits to work hard even when motivation is absent. You'll learn to convert every challenge into mental strength, use repetition to embed winning behaviors, protect your energy from toxic influences, and raise your standards so high that mediocrity no longer has access to your life. Finally, we'll reframe comfort as the enemy and progress as the addiction. Because when you commit to mastery, not just effort, success becomes not a possibility, but your default reality. Let's dive into the transformation. 1. Train your mind to act before doubt speaks. In every moment of hesitation, there is a war taking place in your mind. One voice says, "Do it now." The other whispers, "Wait." One voice pushes you forward. The other convinces you to freeze. Winners act before hesitation gets a vote. They don't need all the answers before they begin. They trust that action creates clarity. If you let doubt build momentum, it will paralyze your progress. The key is to rewire your response. When you feel that something needs to be done, train yourself to move within 5 seconds. No analyzing. No debating. Just act. Make speed your habit. And remember, motivation doesn't show up before action. It comes after. You don't get motivated and then act. You act, and then you become motivated by your own movement. 2. Hard work must become your default state. Talent means nothing if you don't work harder than everyone else. But effort is meaningless if it's inconsistent. What separates high performers is not that they work hard once in a while, it's that effort is their baseline. They show up when they're tired, they push when it's boring, they grind when it's invisible. You must build a system where discipline is triggered automatically, like brushing your teeth or tying your shoes. You don't debate whether you'll do it, you just do. Real work isn't measured in hours, it's measured in intensity. You can fake effort by being busy all day, or you can commit to focused execution that actually moves the needle. Once hard work becomes part of your identity, your competition doesn't stand a chance. 3. Redefine challenges as training. Every struggle you face is a weight that, when lifted properly, strengthens your mind. But most people avoid these weights. They label pain as punishment, when in fact, it's preparation. You must reframe adversity as mental conditioning. Traffic is patience training. Rejection is resilience training. Delays are preparation drills. Nothing is wasted unless you choose to waste it. Train yourself to ask better questions. Not, "Why is this happening to me?" but "What is this building in me?" Shift from complaint to curiosity. This mindset will make you unshakable. 4. Repetition is your greatest tool. Success isn't about intensity once in a while. It's about consistent repetition until results become inevitable. Think of every world-class athlete, speaker, or entrepreneur. They didn't reach the top by trying something. Once they repeated key behaviors until excellence became their default. Yes, it will feel awkward at first. That's the cost of change. But the more reps you do, the smoother the process becomes. Eventually, what once felt unnatural becomes automatic. That's how real transformation works. Slow, quiet, consistent repetition. You don't rise by doing what's easy. You rise by repeating what matters. 5. Curate your environment with surgical precision. Your mind is not a fortress, it's a sponge. It absorbs the tone, habits, and energy of everything around it. That's why protecting your environment isn't optional, it's essential. Cut off what drains you. Silence the voices that sow doubt. Distance yourself from those addicted to comfort, complaining, or complacency. This isn't about judgment, it's about alignment. Energy is contagious. So is laziness. So is fear. So is mediocrity. If you don't choose your circle intentionally, you'll inherit their standards unconsciously. Choose people who challenge you, who raise your vision, who refuse to let you settle. That's the fuel your future demands. Continuous sound. 6. Set standards that are unbreakable. Your life is a reflection of what you tolerate. If your standards are flexible, your outcomes will be inconsistent. But when you set unbreakable rules for how you live, how you think, and how you act, everything changes. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being committed. If you say you'll wake up early, then do it even when you're tired. If you commit to showing up with excellence, then don't let laziness hijack your day. Make your standards your identity, not your mood. People often think freedom comes from ease, but the truth is, freedom comes from discipline. When your standards are locked in, decisions get easier. You don't negotiate with excuses, you rise above them. Raise the bar, then protect it with everything you've got. 7. Feed your mind with powerful inputs. Your brain is your command center, and it operates based on what you feed it. Garbage in, garbage out. Wisdom in, transformation out. Most people consume mental junk gossip, fear-driven news, shallow entertainment, and then they wonder why they feel uninspired or unmotivated. The answer is simple. Your inputs are poisoning your potential. If you want to level up your thinking, start with your mental diet. Listen to content that expands you. Read books that stretch your thinking. Watch people who live the way you want to live. This is how you elevate, by consuming information that fuels growth and aligns with your mission. Every time you hit play, open a page, or engage in conversation, ask yourself, is this feeding my future or distracting me from it? 8. Make success non-negotiable. You'll never hit your goals if you keep giving yourself a way out. Most people fail not because they aren't capable, but because they've already built an exit strategy in their mind. Burn the boats. Eliminate Plan B. The moment you give yourself no other option but to move forward, your brain stops wasting energy on excuses and starts solving problems. Success demands commitment. Not when it's easy, but especially when it's hard. When quitting isn't an option, your creativity, energy, and resourcefulness multiply. Declare it now, I will not stop until I win, and live in alignment with that declaration every single day. 9. Choose progress over comfort daily. Comfort will kill more dreams than failure ever could. It's seductive. It feels safe. But it's a trap. Comfort keeps you where you are. Progress moves you toward where you could be. You must choose discomfort on purpose. Wake up earlier. Train harder. Push through resistance. Do what others won't, so you can live how others can. Falling in love with growth means falling in love with challenge. When others retreat, you move forward. When things get hard, you double down, because you've trained yourself to crave progress more than ease. 10. Commit to mastery, not just movement. Hard work is a requirement, but mastery is the secret. Most people stay busy but never get better. They work hard but don't improve. They repeat but don't refine. Don't confuse effort with excellence. Study your craft. Break it down. Rebuild it. Seek feedback. Analyze your failures. Then sharpen your performance. Mastery is boring. It's unglamorous. But it's powerful. The best in the world aren't lucky, they're obsessed. They treat repetition as a ritual and feedback as fuel. If you want to rise above average, you must outlearn, outwork, and outlast everyone else. That's how mastery is born. Final thoughts. Your mind is the gateway. Everything starts with the way you think. If you build the habits, install the beliefs, and live with the discipline of a high performer, your external life has no choice but to catch up. Success is not a mystery, it's a formula, and now you know it. Rewire your mind. Act fast. Work relentlessly. Embrace discomfort. Sharpen your circle. Feed your mind. Set unbreakable standards. Eliminate excuses. Chase mastery. Refuse to quit. This is how you brainwash yourself for success, by building a mindset so solid, so clear, and so committed that success becomes the only possible outcome. Now go do it. Because your future is waiting, and it's ready for the version of you that takes full control. Building a successful mindset is a daily commitment. Every day, you wake up with a choice. A choice to either repeat the behaviors that have kept you where you are, or to take the uncomfortable steps that move you toward the person you want to become. The quality of your future depends entirely on how often you choose the second option. And no, it won't always be glamorous. You'll have days when your energy is low, when progress feels invisible, when doubt creeps in like a shadow. That's when your training is tested. That's when all your mental programming kicks in or falls apart. But here's the key. Don't expect results in days. Expect them in decades. Think long, stay patient. Celebrate the invisible wins, the mornings you show up when nobody's watching, the reps you do when nobody's cheering, the choices you make when nobody will ever know. That's where greatness grows. Celebrate progress, not just outcomes. Too many people chase results and ignore the process. They want the trophy without the training. They want applause without repetition. But growth doesn't work that way. You must learn to love the process. Celebrate the fact that you did the work, not just when it pays off, but when it's difficult, when it's boring, and when it feels invisible. Because here's what happens. Progress compounds. Like interest in a bank account. Every small action you take adds up. And one day, when the world finally notices your results, you'll know it wasn't luck. It was consistent, invisible effort multiplied over time. Take responsibility for everything. Winners take extreme ownership. They don't blame the economy, their parents, their boss, or their environment. They ask, what can I do differently? They take control. This mindset isn't just powerful, it's liberating. Because once you realize you are responsible for your results, you also realize you have the power to change them. You are not a victim, you are a creator. And that shift from blame to ownership is the birth of transformation. Stack small wins until they become momentum. You don't need massive leaps to succeed. You need small, deliberate wins stacked day after day. Make your bed, drink your water, read 10 pages, finish the workout, send the message, say no to the distraction. Yes, it seems small, but these are the bricks that build your empire. Don't underestimate the power of momentum. One win leads to another. And the more wins you stack, the harder it becomes to stop. That's how habits form. That's how identity forms. That's how winning becomes who you are. Every day is an opportunity to reinvent. Don't let yesterday's failures define you. Don't let past versions of yourself write your future script. You are under no obligation to remain the same. You can start over every morning. And if you fall, you start again. You are not your mistakes. You are the lessons you choose to learn from them. Reinvention is always available, but only to those brave enough to act. When you become the source, everything changes. Stop waiting for inspiration. Be the inspiration. Stop hoping for motivation. Create it. The moment you realize you are the source of energy, focus, power, you no longer depend on the external. You become self-generating, and from that place, nothing can stop you. That's what it means to brainwash yourself for success. To reprogram your default state to be one of power, responsibility, clarity, and relentless forward motion. So begin now. Not tomorrow. Not when you feel ready. Start while it's messy, while it's scary, while it's uncertain. Because those who wait get left behind. But those who act, they build legacies. One disciplined day at a time. The mind is a muscle, train it daily. Every day, your brain is responding to inputs, some you control, others you don't. But the more you take control of your inputs, the stronger your mindset becomes. The stronger your mindset, the more unstoppable you become. Just like muscles weaken without training, your mental sharpness fades if you don't use it. That's why daily mindset work isn't optional. It's essential. Start your day with intention. Feed your mind with purpose. Visualize who you want to become. Then act like that person from the moment your feet hit the floor. When you own your time, you own your life. Your calendar reflects your priorities. If your days are filled with distractions, that's not a time issue, it's a clarity issue. You must take command of your schedule like a general preparing for battle. Every hour matters. Protect it. Design it. Fill it with action that builds your future. Because the minutes you waste are never coming back. Track what matters, eliminate what doesn't, and become ruthless with how you spend your attention. The power of silence and stillness. Noise is the enemy of clarity. When your mind is constantly bombarded by notifications, opinions, and information, it becomes reactive instead of strategic. Make time for silence. Let your thoughts breathe. Create space to think deeply. That's where your best ideas live, not in chaos, but in calm. Stillness isn't laziness, it's a weapon. Use it. Success is not a moment, it's a pattern. Stop waiting for a big break. Stop fantasizing about one event changing everything. Success is not a lottery ticket, it's a lifestyle. It's built in the patterns you repeat when no one is watching. It's forged in the early mornings, the quiet nights, the decisions you make when no one is keeping score. Live in a way that success becomes a byproduct, not a surprise. Eliminate internal contradictions. You can't say you want success and tolerate distractions. You can't claim you want growth and avoid challenge. You can't pursue greatness and settle for average company. Align your actions with your ambitions. Your life only changes when you stop living in contradiction. Speak the truth with your effort, not just your words. Make yourself proud. In the end, all of this is about one thing: becoming the person you promised yourself you'd be. Not to impress anyone, not to check off a box, but to look in the mirror and feel proud of the one looking back. This is your time. Rewire your thoughts. Move with purpose. Eliminate excuses. Repeat what works. Raise your standards. Upgrade your circle. Protect your energy. And above all, stay consistent. Because one day, your story will inspire someone else to rise. And it will all have started with one decision: to brainwash yourself for success on your terms, with your rules, and with a mind built to win. Go now. Build it. Lead yourself first. The greatest leaders don't start by leading others, they begin by mastering themselves. Before you can lead a team, a business, or a movement, you must learn to lead your mind, your habits, your decisions. That means keeping your promises to yourself, even when it's inconvenient. It means doing the hard things when no one is watching. It means taking full ownership of your future, regardless of your past. Self-leadership is not optional. It's the foundation of everything you build. Your future self is watching. Every choice you make today echoes into tomorrow. The person you become 5 years from now is shaped by the decisions you make right now. Not someday, not next week now. Don't let your future self look back with regret. Let them look back with gratitude. Make them proud. And be relentless about your environment. If your environment doesn't support your vision, change it. Rearrange your space. Audit your digital diet. Curate your influences. Your surroundings are either pulling you forward or dragging you backward. Refuse to live in spaces that don't match your goals. Build an environment where greatness is normal and mediocrity feels uncomfortable. Train your response to stress. Life will test you, guaranteed. But stress is not the problem, your response is. Train yourself to stay calm under pressure. Breathe, think, move forward with precision. Pressure doesn't break champions. It reveals them. Build a legacy through habits. You don't rise to the level of your ambition. You fall to the level of your habits. That's why your habits matter more than your goals. Because habits determine whether your goals stay dreams or become reality. Choose habits that serve your future, Make them small. Make them simple. Make them sacred. When your habits are aligned, results are inevitable. You are the strategy. Stop waiting for the perfect plan. You are the strategy. Your execution, your mindset, your consistency. That's the real formula. The world doesn't need more theory. It needs action. And that starts with you showing up. Daily, committed, focused, relentless. Make this your standard. Let others be casual. You be committed. Let others wait. Let others settle. You rise. Let others wish. You work. And when they wonder how you did it, you'll smile because you'll know the truth. You trained your mind, you upgraded your life, and you made success your only option. One decision at a time, one day at a time. This is how you become unstoppable. This is how you brainwash yourself for success. And this is your moment. Own it. Stop living in delay mode. You know what you want. You've had the ideas. You've seen the vision. But something always pulls you back. Hesitation, fear, doubt, overthinking. Enough. You don't need another sign. You don't need another course. You don't need more time. You need to act. Now. The perfect moment doesn't exist, but powerful decisions do. And when you decide that today matters more than someday, everything changes. Create an unbreakable morning. The first hour of your day sets the tone for the rest. Start with clarity. Start with action. Start with control. Don't check your phone, don't scroll your feed. Own your mind before the world tries to. Even 15 minutes of discipline in the morning can reset your focus and elevate your execution for the next 12 hours. That's leverage. Decide who you refuse to be. Sometimes, motivation doesn't come from who you want to become. It comes from who you refuse to stay. Refuse to be the person who breaks promises to themselves. Refuse to be the person who always starts, but never finishes. Refuse to be the person who dreams big but lives small. You're done with that. You're done letting doubt win. You're done settling. You're done dimming your light to make others comfortable. You were built for more. Now act like it. See yourself as the builder. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are the architect of your reality, the author of your story, the builder of your future. Your current reality may not reflect your potential yet, but that's the power you hold. You get to build, brick by brick, choice by choice, rep by rep. So don't focus on where you are. Focus on what you're building and who you're becoming. And never stop building. The mission is not perfection. The mission is progress. And with that, you're now equipped. You've been given the framework, the mindset, the method. Use it, live it, own it, and let the world feel the impact of a mind that has been trained to succeed no matter what. Don't stop when it's working. When something starts working, most people relax. They slow down, they coast. But champions do the opposite. When they find momentum, they press harder. They double down. They go all in. Why? Because momentum is rare. And when it's there, you multiply it. So when things start to click, when your habits align, your mindset sharpens, and your results start to show, don't ease up, accelerate. This is when you separate yourself from the rest. This is when you rise. Clarity is your compass. When you know what you want, decisions become easy. Distractions lose their power. You stop chasing everything, and you start building something. So write the vision. Make it clear. See it every day. Speak it every morning. Let your clarity drive your courage. And remember, confused minds hesitate. Focused minds execute. There is no finish line. The work never ends, and that's the beauty of it. There's always another level, another challenge, another lesson, and that's what keeps you sharp. So don't work for the finish. Work for the love of progress, for the thrill of mastery, for the joy of becoming more than you were yesterday. Let growth be your reward. Let hunger be your baseline. And let today be the next brick in the foundation of the future you've already claimed. You're not here to participate. You're here to dominate. Now get to work. You're in control always. Even when circumstances feel out of your hands, your response is always yours to choose. That's where true power lives. Not in avoiding difficulty, but in mastering your mindset when difficulty arrives. You control your energy. You control your perspective. You control your effort. And when you take full ownership of those three things, life bends in your favor. Be someone who inspires action. Talk is cheap. Most people are full of potential, yet short on execution. Don't be one of them. Be the person who does what they say. Be the person who leads by example. Be the person who inspires others to move, not because of what you say, but because of how you live. That's impact. That's legacy. The clock is ticking. You don't have forever. The window of opportunity is open now. The chance to build, grow, evolve, it's here. And it won't wait. The cost of inaction is invisible at first, until it becomes unbearable. So act now, not with fear, but with fire. Move like your future depends on it, because it does. And when you look back years from now, you'll remember this moment. The moment you stopped hesitating. The moment you took control. The moment you brainwashed yourself for success and never looked back. The fire within is built, not born. People often believe that drive is something you're born with, but that's not true. Drive is built day by day through repetition, intention, and resilience. It's built every time you do the uncomfortable thing, every time you show up tired, every time you refuse to quit. The fire within you grows each time you act with courage instead of convenience, each time you silence doubt with discipline, each time you take one more step, even when no one is watching. You're not waiting to feel it, you're building it. And that fire? It's what carries you through the days when nothing seems to work. It's what makes you unstoppable when others fold. It's what makes success inevitable, not optional. Every action is a vote for who you become. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you're casting a vote for the future version of yourself. The focused, unstoppable, high-performing version. Every time you skip it, delay it, avoid it, you vote for staying the same. Character isn't built in grand gestures. It's built in the micro decisions you make when no one's keeping score, in the invisible hours. So cast better votes. Cast them often. Cast them intentionally, until the person you want to become is simply who you are. Success becomes inevitable when you remove Plan B. You must eliminate the back doors in your life, the exits, the mental escape routes. As long as you leave them open, your commitment will always be conditional. Close the door to quitting. Lock it. Throw away the key. Now there is only forward. This is the final shift. The one that makes everything else possible. The one that transforms mindset into lifestyle, belief into behavior, intention into identity. You are now operating with a new code, a new standard, a new mission. This is how you win. This is how you stay winning. And this is how you brainwash yourself for success permanently.